Hello everyone! In this video, we will discuss another lesson plan format widely used by teachers, the 4 A's or Activity, Analysis, Abstraction, and Application. This video is already the second part of our lesson plan series. If you haven't watched the first part yet, I recommend you watch it first. There, we discussed the most basic and the simplest lesson plan format every teacher and teacher-to-be should know, the 3 I's or Introduction, Interaction, and Integration. Now to see how the 4 A's format works, we will be using the same objectives and subject matter from our 3 I's lesson plan video. Let's have a quick recap of these parts before we proceed. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to construct questions answerable by yes or no, and transform sentences into questions answerable by yes or no. Subject matter. Topic: yes-no question. Materials: pictures, PowerPoint presentation, laptop, paper, marker, etc. Reference: A. Brown, Intensive English 8, pages 32 to 33. Again, a tip: don't forget to put a space between the objectives and the subject matter section. This will make your lesson plan clear and presentable. Also, in your reference, put the title and author of the book, or the link of the website you are using for the lesson. Now the third part of a lesson plan is the procedure. This is where we will use the 4 A's format. In doing so, we will first discuss each of the format's components: activity, analysis, abstraction, and application. Then, provide examples following the set objectives and topic. Take note that in writing this part of your lesson plan, you are going to number your items or use bullet points. The sample written in the table is a projection of each component in the procedure or lesson proper, the third phase in a lesson plan. It uses the third-person pronoun she because it assumes that the teacher is a woman. Activity. This phase brings understanding to what the learners already know and clarity to what they should learn further. This helps catch students' interest. This is where the students use their prior knowledge to answer or participate in the activity presented. For example, shows pictures to the students and asks volunteers to construct sentences out of the given pictures. Examples: A. Picture of a student reading. B. Picture of a library with many books. C. Picture of a teacher reading The Lord of the Rings. Analysis. This is where students process and classify what is valid or not. The teacher facilitates the class through asking questions. Here, students gain a wider view of the lesson and draw closer to the main topic. For example, ask students to transform their sentences into a question form. Uses a simple question answerable by yes or no. Asks guide questions. Guide questions. 1. What could be the possible answer to the question? 2. What are the changes found in the transformed question form from the given sentence? 3. What do we call that type of question? Abstraction. In this phase, the teacher focuses on the lesson presented and asks questions to lead the students in reinforcing what they know and what they should know more about. The students are expected to grasp the lesson discussed and to be able to generalize the discussion in their own words. For example, give students the opportunity to ask questions for clarifications. Students generalize the lesson. Asks guide questions. Questions. 1. What happens when a sentence is transformed into a question form? 2. What happens to the main verbs and auxiliary verbs? 3. How will you transform a sentence into a question form? Guides the students to come up with the right conclusions. And lastly, application. This phase brings the students to be more practical in life. This also lets them reflect on how they can use what they have learned from the lesson. For example, gives real-life examples of the lesson. Asks students to exchange sentences and questions answerable by yes or no. Topics should be about life, success, happiness, human emotions, dreams, inspirations, etc. Although the 4A's format looks different from the 3I's, their principles and flow are actually very similar. There are many ways to be creative with the 4A's format, or with any lesson plan format for that matter. Two important things you need to consider are the kind of students you will be teaching and their ways of learning or coping with a lesson. Remember that great teachers always strive to make their lessons better every day. If you like to have a copy of this video's discussion, feel free to download it in the description below. Also, if you think this video was helpful, please give it a like, share it with your colleagues or classmates, and subscribe to our channel for more related content. In our next video, again, following the same objectives and subject matter, we will be using 5E's format for the lesson plan's procedure, and finally, write with the evaluation and assignment part. See you there!